In this video, I want to show you exactly how you can set up your own AI voice assistant in less than 5 minutes. We're going to keep it simple in this one, but we're going to be building on top of this in the future, okay? I am using Assistable.ai. If you don't yet have that tool, it's a tool that really enables you to build very simple AI voice and chat assistants that actually do things, that can trigger workflows, that can tag things. And you can build, like, for example, this voice assistant, we won't have a single workflow that we will be using today. And that is the simplicity of it. At the same time, you can really go complex on it if you want to give your receptionist or your AI assistants functionality where they can actually do things, which is super cool. We'll dive into that later on. Now, let's go ahead and build this initial one here. And as we start, I just want to mention that if you don't yet have Assistable.ai, make sure that you go ahead and use my affiliate link from down there, or when you sign up, tell Jordan that Jason Duick sent you so that you can get the benefits of my upcoming membership, support calls, and build outs for free and all that, just for signing up with my affiliate link there. So we're going to grab an outbound, inbound phone, and as I said, we'll keep it simple. I just want to go ahead and keep things organized to keep it simple that way as well. Now in here, we're going to go, before we dive in here, actually, I just want to go to the numbers and connect that assistant. So if you go here, this is my test number. You can just buy one if you don't yet have a phone number. In here, just select your assistant. So we just created this one and we'll hit update. From there, let's go to assistants here and configure that assistant. I'm going to rename this one to Super Duper Easy Voice and update it. Now in this video, since we're keeping it simple, we'll not add any functionality. We'll keep this simple prompt in here. I'll just show you how it's set up structure-wise, technically, so that things can start flowing, and then you can start playing around with the prompting. And in future videos, I'll show you more details on how to do that as well. So here now we have the coffee shop ambient noise, just to make it seem more realistic. I like to use 11 Labs Emily. Her voice has low latency, and it's a fairly good voice, especially if you drop the voice speed just a tiny bit here. It gives a bit of a slower, more mature cadence. At the same time, it's not an older voice. It's I don't know, 2030s type voice. And then from 20 to 40s, I guess I should say. Now the voice temperature here, we're going to go with a little bit of a higher motion there. I'd recommend not going too high because it starts getting a bit discombobulated, and latency can be a bit of an issue in that case too. If you bring it down too low, it can be a bit too robotic. Now, let's just take a look here. With the AI model, I want to make sure that we are on GPT-4o because it is faster and has lower latency. Now, as far as how you can start out the call, depending on the situation, if it's an outbound call, maybe you're going to want to do a defined message, or maybe even have the contact speak first. I typically like to go with dynamic message, pretty much regardless of the case. But in this case, we're going to still stick to dynamic. Now let's update that, and you should be good to go. Back channel, I'll just drop my little comment on this. Sometimes I do turn this off because it seems like the yeahs and the ahas, they're just a slight bit after a person is done speaking instead of during the speaking. So it doesn't feel quite natural to me, but it really isn't very far behind. So some people probably prefer that. We're going to leave it on this time. We won't dive into the flow builder because we are keeping this simple. This would allow you to build out a complex type of scenario where you could have like a pizza ordering assistant, right? That would actually be kind of fun. Now let's dive into what we need here. And all that we're going to do is we're going to sync our CRM calendars. Sync calendars. And once that's synced, then you want to just select your calendar. And as far as functionality, if you want the appointment booking, then you're going to want to have that selected, calendar booking, as well as end call. And that's all we're going to do in this case, because this is considered to be an outbound call, although I'll be doing an inbound. But as you can see, it's set up to be an outbound call. So now it should be functioning. You have an AI voice that should be functioning, and well, it might not be perfect in booking appointments because we haven't prompted anything on that. We literally haven't put in a single prompt specifically to booking an appointment. We should get a fairly decent sense of what this voice is like. So let's go ahead and give this a call, shall we? I will just call from the other phone here and make sure that you can hear me. Yep, you should be able, it's coming through.
Hi, Jane. This is Haley from Dr. Lee's office. I'm calling to reschedule your regular teeth cleaning that was originally set for April 4th at 10 a.m. Dr. Lee has a schedule conflict. Would you like me to check for available slots?
Yeah, I sure would.
Great. One moment while I check our calendar for available slots. We have several slots available. How does next Tuesday at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. sound for you?
That's a bit too far, like a bit. Do you have something closer? Say on Wednesday at 4?
We do have an opening this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Does that work for you?
That does work for me, sure.
Let me block that time off for you 1 second. Your appointment has been successfully rescheduled to this Wednesday at 4 p.m. If you have any other questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask.
I
Have a
appreciate
great
that,
day.
thank you. So as you can see, without any prompting on the appointment booking, but since we did give it the functionality in here, it was able to do that. That is pretty sick. That is pretty cool. Now, as you saw here, it double booked it, or it put me in here twice, and that is simply because I need to do a reconnection here with my configuration. I must have installed it twice, but that if you shouldn't experience that. If you do, let me know so we can get that figured out. But as you can see, the setup was so simple, and now we can start doing really fun and complex things. So if this has been helpful, and if you'd like to see more videos of this nature, let me know what you need help on so I can make videos on that specific topic. And what I want to do is, well, I would love to get a subscribe and a like from you, obviously. If you would do that, don't mind doing that. I appreciate that so this can continue growing here. Now, this is only the beginning because from here, we're going to go into custom functionality, like custom functions, update the name and email, call transfers. You can literally have your own AI, IVR system that doesn't need the IVR anymore because you have an assistant that can transfer the call. So it's a lot more personable, a lot nicer. That's just one of the many things we'll be covering in the future. So make sure you subscribe and we'll talk later.